and welcome to this quick how-to video from eWardWinning Outdoors at ewardwinning94.wordpress.com. It's fall in the US, and that means a lot of hunting seasons are starting and people are gearing up, and I'm just going to share a real quick little video on something I made that could be helpful. A simple little game carrier, whether you hunt waterfowl or small game or whatever. If you get more than one, trying to carry it through the woods with your hands full is not handy, and obviously if your hands are full you can't shoot the next one. So this is a simple way to make one. You can buy one for 10 or 15 bucks, so it's financially it's not worth the trouble, but personally I really enjoy using stuff I've made. So all you really need for this is a carabiner or some sort of a spring hook, a pair of scissors, a lighter, and some parachute cord, also known as paracord, P-cord, various other names. For demo purposes, I'm going to use some bright orange because it's easier to see on the video. For actual real use, I've got some olive drab green that works better. But you're going to start by taking a piece of your P-cord. Start with about 1.5 feet or so, and you can adjust however you need. And I'm going to show you a little trick here for cutting it. The common thing is to cut it and then melt the end, but if you do, the end tends to mushroom out and get really big. If you actually use your lighter and heat it really good either before you cut it, or you can actually even just heat it and then kind of gently twist and let it separate. And a lot of times that'll get you a little cleaner end, and then just kind of brush that end down with the tip of your lighter and you get an end that's not all mushroomed out. So I'm going to set that aside. Then you take whatever kind of hook you're using, and I'm going to show you two options here. The first time I did it, I connected it by tying a bowline, where you make one loop, and this is the one you've probably heard the story about. The rabbit comes up out of the hole, it goes around the tree, and it goes back in the hole. The advantage of a bowline is it makes a really secure knot that is not going to come undone. The disadvantage is it's not adjustable. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. On the other end, you take your hanging end or your running end of your line, run it around and just tie a simple overhand knot around the standing part of the line. And what that gives you is a slip knot that you can open it up as big as you need, stick your game in there, and then snug it down. And that gives you a way you can carry it hanging, and it works perfectly fine. You can put it around the neck or around the body of the game depending on what you're carrying. The one adaptation I made to this, after using this a couple times, what I found is squirrel hunting, this is leaving the squirrel hanging about 1 foot below the clip, and it's swinging back and forth and whacking on my leg and getting in the way and stuff. It works, but it's not handy. So what I did is I removed my bowline knots that I had tied and replaced them with a taut line hitch. And that's an adjustable knot that you can tie, and I hope it shows up okay here. If not, there's I'm sure plenty of videos of stuff to see, but for a taut line hitch, you basically tie an overhand knot, but then you run your line back through it again. So you have 2 wraps around that standing part of the line there. Then the second is to come up above that knot and run back through that loop. And I'll show you here in a moment after I snug it down. Tighten that knot down, and what you'll have, if you look at it, is you'll have your standing part of the line comes down, the working end comes, makes 2 wraps around, up above the knot, 1 more wrap, and what this gives you is an adjustable knot. So you can shorten your line up if you want. So extend it. That gives you lots of room to work with your main loop here to put your game in it. Once your game is secure, let's just say this piece of P-cord was the game I had just harvested. Now, instead of letting it swing really low, you can adjust that taut line hitch down, and it doesn't swing nearly as low below you. So very simple, but it's fun to use stuff you've created yourself. I always enjoy that. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you find this helpful or interesting. If you do, click the like button down below. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel to see all kinds of handy hints on everything from hunting and fishing to travels to cooking to home improvements, and you name it. And I will include a link to my blog in the comments as well. You might find some things on there you enjoy as well. Thank you for watching. If you're a hunter, have a great season. and two quick last minute notes on this whole process too. Once you complete this, I recommend putting a drop of super glue on each knot. The P-cord does tend to work its way loose a little bit if it doesn't have tension on it. The other thing is, obviously, though I didn't mention it, you can make as many loops as you might need. So if you're, say around here, the limit of squirrels is 5, so I put 5 loops on it. But you can adjust to whatever your personal needs might be. Have a great hunting season.